In this video, I will prove that limit as x approaches 2, 6x minus 4 equals a. Of course, we do know that if we directly plug 2 into x here, we get a. So 6 times 2 minus 4, 6 times 2 is 12, minus 4 is equal to a. But in this video, I'm going to prove that this limit indeed equals a. So how do I do this? I'm going to talk about the precise definition of limit. So here we have limit as x approach a. Now a is a number. The function f at x is equal to L. Right? L is a constant. For every number epsilon greater than 0, there is a number delta greater than 0, such that the absolute value of f at x minus L is less than epsilon whenever the absolute value of x minus a is less than delta. And of course, when it's an absolute value here, it's always positive. So it will be greater than 0. Now, let's see how it applies to this case. So f at x here is 6x minus 4. And L here is a. So we can write this. The absolute value of 6x minus 4 minus a, right, is less than epsilon. Now on this side, x minus a. A in this case is 2. So we can write that. Absolute value of x minus 2 is less than delta. Of course, right, it's greater than 0, right, because it's absolute value. Now, let's evaluate this. Now, take out the bracket. We have absolute value of 6x minus 4 minus a is less than epsilon. Now, correct the line term. This is minus 12. Absolute value of 6x minus 12 is less than epsilon. Now, we see a common factor of 6 here. We can factor it out of the absolute value side. We have 6 times absolute value of x minus 2 is less than epsilon. Now notice that this is absolute value of x minus 2. And we have absolute value of x minus 2 here, right? So we would divide both sides by 6 here. We have absolute value of x minus 2 is less than epsilon divided by 6. Now we have the same thing here as here, right? So now in this case, we're suggesting to choose epsilon over 6 to be delta here, right? Because it's also, right, the same thing here. X, the absolute value of x minus 2 is less than delta. The absolute value of x minus 2 is less than epsilon over 6. So we suggest to choose delta equals to epsilon over 6. Okay, now what's the next step? Come back to here. F at x minus L. Okay, so we have this absolute value of 6x minus 4 minus a, and that is equal to absolute value of 6x minus 12. We factor the 6 out, we have 6 times absolute value of x minus 2. Now, in this case, what is absolute value of x minus 2? It's less than delta. And we choose delta to be equal to epsilon over 6. Okay, now look at this. Since absolute value of x minus 2 is less than delta, then 6 times absolute value of x minus 2 is less than 6 times delta. As I mentioned, we chose the epsilon over 6 to be delta. Then we can say that 6 times absolute value of x minus 2 is less than 6 times x epsilon over 6, right? Because we choose delta to be equal to epsilon over 6. Now 6 and 6 cancel out. We have this 6 times absolute value of x minus 2 is less than epsilon. Now this statement here is the same as this statement here that we are talking about before. Okay, then this is valid, right? So we can conclude that by definition, limit as x approaches to 2, 6x minus 4 is indeed equal to 8. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.